A couple of things about your car which definitely catch my eye, which I wanted to talk to you about.
Hello and welcome back to the start of another video, guys. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a sad one today because we got the Chaser defected last night. God damn it. I was driving my car to get a coffee from McDonald's, and that's not something I usually do. I don't usually just go randomly for drives, but yesterday was a really nice day. The skies were blue, the vibes were on point. I just wanted to take this thing for a rip and go for a bit more of a drive and go to a further Macca's. So as I was leaving McDonald's, there was a car in front of me to get onto the main road. So I was behind that car, and while I was sitting there waiting for that car to get onto the main road, a highway patrol went past both of us. As they were going past us, I saw them snap their necks and look directly at my car, and I don't blame them. Look at it. It's beautiful. They probably saw the sun shining off the wheels, and they were probably like, wow, look at that beautiful creature.
Oh my god!
So of course, being very observant for highway patrol, police, you know, especially when driving this thing, I waited for them to turn. I could see them already turning down another street, so I decided to just sit there and wait. I made it so it wasn't too obvious, so that when I pulled out, it wasn't like I was waiting for them, but I made sure that they were clear before I departed onto the main road. Anyway, as soon as I got onto the main road and I went past that side street that they had turned into, they did a U-turn. They came straight back out and they put their sirens on so that I had absolutely no chance of escaping. So they put their sirens on, crossed 2 lanes of traffic, past the opposing lane of traffic as well, and pulled me over. So they had already made their decision prior to turning down that side street clearly. They wanted to dick me, and I don't blame them. I'd be jealous too if I didn't own a Chaser. If I didn't own a Chaser, I'd be like, fuck everyone that owns Chasers. Fuck everyone that owns nice cars. Okay, so they pulled me over. They got me. Fuck's sake. You win some, you lose some, boys. Now, I'm not gonna sound like an arrogant, delusional, stupid idiot because I know the fact this car is definitely defectable by the laws that we have in this state. Do I agree with the laws? Do I agree that my car should be defectable? Absolutely not. The thing that really fucks with me, if you have wider tires, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, you know, some suspension components like coilovers in some cases, that can be deemed illegal. Now, when you install coilovers, when you put bigger tires on, when you put bigger wheels on, you're making the car safer. When you put bigger brakes on, you're making the car safer. However, that's illegal, right? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to you. And if you explain it to anyone, it does not make sense. However, by the laws, you know, I'm not going to blame the cops here. That is the law. And they defected me for my wheels poking out too much. So my wheels are too big to the point where they do stick out a little bit. I don't entirely understand how that's unsafe, but you know what? It's true. My wheels do stick out too far. However, I was just mainly ranting with the fact that some people get defected for the stupidest of things. And it's annoying being an enthusiast, annoying doing modifications and having this as my job, modifying cars, that a lot of the stuff that I do is illegal when it really shouldn't be. I'm not trying to give myself, you know, an excuse for having really pokey hot boy wheels, but that's not what I'm trying to get at. Like, I understand that. I'm just trying to vent on why I think defecting cars that aren't really that bad. I'm just ranting. The cop was an absolute legend of a guy. So he came round. I didn't actually have my license on me. He just asked for my name, my address, and that if the car was registered under my name. He got my details, breathalyzed me, went back to his car, and wrote up a defect for me. Now, it was pretty funny because the cop that defected me last time was the same cop that defected me this time. So I've only been defected twice. I've honestly been pretty lucky, but I know friends that have been defected a number of times. So much, in fact, that this one dude, shout out to Jeremy, has changed his profile picture on Instagram to a highway patrol officer. Because he can't put his car up on Instagram anymore because it spends most of its life defected in the garage more than him being able to drive it. So the cop came back from his police car and he said that my wheels were poking out too much. I was like, that is totally fine, that's fair enough. But then he said that my exhaust was sticking too far out of the back of the car, and I don't really understand how that's a problem. Like, you do want the exhaust to exit after your bumper because then the fumes are well and truly far away from your lungs. and they're not going to enter the cabin at all. And the thing is, my exhaust isn't even poking out that much. Like, do you consider that poking out too much? It's not like a massive... Yeah, I don't know. It's... How is that illegal, bro? You can have a fucking tow bar on the back of your car, right? But you can't have an exhaust poking out like a couple of mil. What the fuck?
Yep.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
I don't have my license on me yet.
And what's your name, sir?
Rexton.
Rexton, has you been observed driving a motor vehicle? I do require a breath test on this prescribed device.
Yep.
Any alcohol today or a hit yesterday or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so the tyres and the wheels.
Yep.
Well outside the guards.
Yeah, they're a little bit too big, yeah.
The tyres are stretched.
Yeah.
Those tyres are too small for those rims.
I think they're legal in the limit range. They're 265s and a 10.5. I went to a tyre shop and they wouldn't fit it unless it was illegal, but it is definitely
if you
pokey.
pay the money, they'll still do it. But
Yeah.
your rear muffler sticking out about that far past the boot.
Is that illegal?
Yes, it's got to be flush.
GG.
I might just pop the bonnet for us for a sec.
So there's 3 different types of defects, and I got the best one. So there's a minor, a major, and a grounded defect. So I'm pretty sure if you get grounded, that means you need to get your car towed from the location of defect. If you get a major, then you have to go to a roadworthy place, a proper mechanic to deem your car legal, and in most cases you need to revert your car mainly back to stock, which would absolutely suck. And then there's the minor. A minor, you just fix the car within the time frame that they've given you. The cop only gave me 8 days. All we need to do is go to Vic Roads and show them that we have fixed whatever the cop had wrote down on that little form that he gave me. But I think he understood that I wasn't going to go against his word because it's entirely unnecessary. Why would you argue with a cop? You should only really argue with a cop when they're doing something unlawfully. However, everything that he was, telling me that was wrong with my car, it's illegal. Even though we don't agree with it, it's illegal. So I couldn't really argue with him. Although he did try to say that I had a legal stretch in the rear, but that is not the case because the place where I got my tires fitted would not fit my tires unless they were in legal spec. So that's a 265 tire on a 10.5 inch wheel, which is apparently legal. Alright, we got the Chaser outside now because I was doing some wheel painting, but we're gonna chuck some new wheels on this thing. Last night, picked up some wheels from Nathan's place. They just be chilling in here. Oh, forgot the keys. Check this out. Damn! Got some CE28s. Hot damn! Nathan has loaned me his Michelin Pilot Sport 4 CE28s, and these are a better offset. This is a +22 and a 9.5, so this should stick way further in than what we currently have in the Chaser over there. So we're gonna chuck these baddies on, and hopefully we have some decent fitment, good enough to take it to Vic Roads and for them to clear the defect. Now, a little problem with my previous fitment, my wheels were too big that I did have to get some stretch and also have a lot of camber. And I did put like a semi-decent tire in there. I think it's a hand cook I had on the other ones, I don't know, but they were On Nathan's CE28s, we have some grippy Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, which I've never actually ran in the Chase. I've had them before on other cars, but who knows, we might grip up for the first time, even though these are a smaller tire in size. This is a 235, whereas I had 265s with a bit of stretch on the other setup. So let's see if it grips up. Nah, no grip. No grip, literally no grip. All right, we're here. Wish me luck, fingers crossed. Fuck's sake, guys, they didn't pass my car. So I'm gonna have to get some stockies from Nathan. Like, they're just ever so slightly out apparently. I couldn't see it, but you know what? They said it wasn't legal. So I'm also gonna have to get a muffler because they were saying that my muffler was protruding too much. So I'm gonna have to just freaking buy a muffler as well. Kind of annoying, but there's a muffler shop right here. So it is what it is. They told me to look in the bin for a cheap muffler, but I
I don't think I could find one.
I was told to climb into the bin because I refused to pay for a $200 muffler. I don't think they thought that I was actually going to climb into the bin, but when I did, they came out and offered me another secondhand $100 muffler. So I saved myself $100 just by climbing into a bin.
Alright boys, I acquired my muffler. They actually gave me a cheap one because they saw me up at the bin because they didn't think I was determined enough to get one from the bin, so. Mint!
Anyway, I didn't have much time to talk because I needed to get this defect cleared by tomorrow, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it for the rest of the week as I'm at the snow, and if I don't get it done, my car gets deregistered, meaning that I have to get a roadworthy check, so didn't want that.
Got my cannon off. Beautiful. Smells like E85. All right, we have 2 leftover flanges from installing the pacemaker headers. Hopefully one of the bolt patterns lines up, otherwise we're a bit screwed. Yeah, mint. This is a 2.5 inch, so it's gonna go 3 to 2.5. So it's gonna be even quieter, boys. Let's see what this looks like. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna have to be like that.
Alright, let's hear how it sounds. Woo. Alright guys, it's the next day now. It's raining, but I'm gonna show you what we did to the Chaser. It has been passed, it's cleared the defect, and we have some new wheels on there as well. Last night, I bought myself some standard 370Z wheels, or 350Z I think they are. They've been plasti dipped, and the fitment's actually not too bad, but it's definitely, you know, well within the legal specification, as you can see. The exhaust is well passed, they were happy with that, and the thing is looking pretty dang hot, honestly. With these black wheels, I'm actually a fan. Look at that. Anyway, yeah, it's all cleared. It's all done now. That concludes today's video, guys. We were able to get it cleared within a day or 2 days of getting it defected, which is pretty sick. Tomorrow I leave for the snow, like I've said before, so hence the rush. But yeah, a bit unfortunate. Things like this happen. If I didn't decide to go to Macca's on that day, then I wouldn't have copped this defect. It's funny how life works like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. I appreciate your support, and we just hit 69,000 subscribers. See you in the next one. Here is my creation. Have a look at this $100 muffler with a bit of stainless. I think it's a mild steel muffler. And we also have a bolt on a bolt on a bolt for the hanger. Have a sus. Pretty proud of it.